The wow factor. All right, so we're almost done here. So the wow factor is how I'm just going to breeze through this because this is the thing you need to understand. There was 100 paralegals were actually pulled from Logical. Those people actually called 100 different paralegals, and it's an old study, but what they said was they did a survey, and they said they wanted communication. All right. And there's a few things that we learned, some key takeaways. And if you're new, this is gold for you. If you're Don, this is all going to be pretty much you already know this stuff, okay? But it's important for you to just memorize this, okay? First, they do not look at the price if it's under $100. Again, we're talking about attorneys who have urgent need for service today or tomorrow or within the next week, right? They need a proof of service. They're going to go to court and they need it done. Okay. They don't look at the price if it's under $100. So don't charge much less than 100. Okay. All right. If you do charge over 100, you need to be able to justify it. Okay. They want to know, like if it's like 120, they're like, okay, I mean, but if you start getting up into the 180s, it's because there's some lever that they're pulling on, whether it's a timeline, they want you to do it right away. There's a bunch for printing or whatever, right? So if you have a flat rate of 147, but it includes everything, then that might be justified for them, right? Because maybe there's a certain client that they do a big packet and it's always 100 pages, and the guy always charges them a printing fee, so they're paying 180 anyway. You see what I mean? So it just depends. But anything under 100, they said they don't even worry about it. It's like they don't even blink an eye. Anything under 100. When I found that and I heard that study, by the way, that's when I raised my rates from $57 a serve to $97, and I didn't lose a single client. The only clients that stopped using me were affiliates. They weren't willing to pay it. They want to get you on the phone. I know, guys, I hate this one, but it's true. And I purposely, some people are old school too, and they just want to be. I will call because I know how people are. I myself want to talk to somebody at sometimes so I can build trust. Okay, because you want to know if you could trust the person or whatever. But that's how some attorneys are, especially old school attorneys. They just, because here's the reason why, because it's fast. Right. If I want to know, is this person in the right area? How much do they charge? I see how much they charge. I'm like, oh, 147. Okay. Well, it looks like they serve that area, but are they just a broker that's going to send it to somebody else, or are they in the local area? So if I get you on the phone, if I could call you and get you on the phone, there's a pretty good chance I'm going to be able to get you on the phone again when I call for status. There's a pretty good chance I'm going to be able to get you on the phone again when I need you to update the proof because something was wrong on it, right? Or when I need to get you to go do another serve at the same location because it turns out we actually have to serve the wife too or whatever, right? Like all these things. If you don't answer your phone the first time, you're teaching them that they can't trust that you'll answer your phone. And by the way, I set up the AI that Jessica recommended for my dumpster business. I haven't gotten a single. I got so many spam calls from that. I haven't got my phone. It's been so peaceful. Thank you, Jessica. Like it's been so peaceful, and we continue to get orders online. Rosie, I think it's called. Yeah, I got a new call just now.
People will order. Like it really does work still. So I found as long as I give people a route to actually talk to me, that it cuts down a lot of my calls.
May be recorded today for quality control purposes. My name is May. How can I help you?
Nothing. Yeah, it's a spam call. It's a spam call. See? So Stephen was the previous owner of the dumpster company. She dealt with that. I didn't have to deal with that. And if she was a potential customer, because we went through it a lot. How big are the dumpsters? How big is this? How big is that? I'm getting ready to add it to Mighty Process Server when somebody calls, and it's like an attorney, or if it's a process server asking about the rates. It can direct them where it needs to go. Like it's $150 a month. I think is what it was, but it's worth it for the time that you save. So at the very least, do that. They probably would rather have a person, okay? And if you're brand new I recommend just answering the phone because you're going to learn a lot about your local market. You're going to learn about the potential customers in your area, because when you call and you answer the phone, you can say things like, well, how far out is it? And have you had someone try to attempt it yet? Or, you're going to learn a lot about the job, and you can price it, sometimes make a lot more money when they tell you, yeah, we sent 3 people out there and it's this terrible job. And, it's impossible to serve this guy, whatever. Like, okay, yeah, I could do it. It's going to be $500. I just start at 500. As soon as I don't want to do it, I start at 500. They want status via email at least every other day. Listen, I know if they hire you and it's a routine service, but they're saying that after a couple days go by, they want to know if they hire routine service. Let's say they hire you on a Monday, they want an attempt by Wednesday, maybe Thursday at the latest, right? There should be an attempt. There should be an email that goes out every time you make an attempt. That's becoming the standard, right? Even back when this was done, that was a standard. They want an affidavit back within 48 hours of service. If you serve it on a Wednesday, why wouldn't they have it by Friday? Ask yourself that. There's probably some valid reasons, but that's quite a long time. That's 2 8-hour shifts. If I serve it on Wednesday, that's at least 1 8-hour shift of a business day that it could have been done on Thursday, right? And then delivered back on Friday. And I know we all have different ways we do things, so I'm not saying I'm just saying this is what paralegals said, right? Those key takeaways.